How did you deal with loss?
Faith. You know, I'm Irish, I'm Catholic. The church has been a big part of my life.
Pierce Brosnan is a name that most people connect with James Bond. He played the spy in 4 blockbuster movies, helping to keep the Bond series alive during a very risky time. But behind all the fame, money, and charm, his real life has been full of pain, heartbreak, and battles he never signed up for. At age 71, he's now opening up about a fear that he has carried for years. So keep watching till the end for a closer look at Pierce Brosnan's personal side. Pierce was born in Ireland in 1953. He didn't grow up with a father. His dad left when Pierce was very young. He was raised by his mother, who worked hard as a nurse and had to move to London for work. Pierce stayed behind with relatives in a small Irish town. He later said that he really didn't feel like he had a real home until much later in life. In the late 1970s, something important happened. He met Cassandra Harris, an actress from Australia. She was beautiful, smart, and kind. She had 2 children from a past marriage, Charlotte and Christopher. Pierce fell for her, and they soon started living together. On December 27, 1980, they got married. In 1983, they had a son together named Sean. They became a family of 5. Pierce didn't just marry Cassandra, he also became a full-time father to her 2 children. After Cassandra's ex-husband died of a heart attack in 1986, Pierce officially adopted Charlotte and Christopher. He gave them his last name. For Pierce, who grew up without a dad, this was a big step. He said he wanted to be the father he never had. He worked hard to give his kids a happy, safe life, no matter how busy he got with acting. Family always came first. During this time, his career was also taking off. Between 1983 and 1987, he starred in the hit show Remington Steele. At its peak, it made over $50 million per year from ads. It was shown in more than 80 countries and made another $200 million from global sales. The show was so popular that it even caused a 340% increase in people applying to become private detectives in the US. Viewers loved the character he played. Cool, smart, and smooth. By 1984, fans and even the media were saying he looked like the perfect next James Bond. He was first considered for Bond in 1983 during the making of A View to a Kill. The Bond producer, Albert Cubby Broccoli, had seen Pierce on the set of For Your Eyes Only, where Cassandra had a small role. Broccoli said, "If he can act, he's my guy." But Roger Moore, the current Bond at the time, decided to stay. He was paid over $3.5 million to return. So, Pierce had to wait. Then in 1986, Pierce finally had his big chance. Moore had stepped down and producers were ready to cast a new Bond. Everything was going well until Remington Steele suddenly became popular again because of the Bond rumors. NBC changed their mind about canceling the show and ordered a short 5th season. Because Pierce was still under contract, he had no choice but to return. This meant he couldn't take the Bond role. It was heartbreaking. The opportunity that he had worked so hard for was taken away because of timing. Instead, the role went to Timothy Dalton. But life was about to hit even harder. In 1987, while Pierce was filming The Deceivers in India, Cassandra started feeling very sick. They flew back to London for tests. The news was devastating. She had ovarian cancer. It wasn't a small lump or something simple. The cancer had already spread. For the next 4 years, she fought like a warrior. She had 8 surgeries and 18 months of chemotherapy. She lost her hair, her body got weaker, but she never lost her strength. Pierce stayed by her side every single day. Their son Sean was just 8 years old. He would sometimes pretend to be the doctor to cheer her up. Cassandra had watched her own mother die from the same cancer, and now she was facing the same end. She worried not just about herself, but about her daughter Charlotte, who might carry the same gene. On December 28, 1991, Cassandra died at age 43. She passed away peacefully in bed with Pierce and Christopher by her side. Charlotte, who was studying acting in London, spoke to her on the phone just before the end. Christmas had passed. While other people were celebrating, Pierce was planning a funeral. He later said it was the first time he felt true grief. That deep, hollow pain that doesn't go away. Now, a single father of 3, Sean was 8, Christopher 19, and Charlotte 20, Pierce had to find a way to keep going. He later said, "Cassandra made me the man I am. She's part of every breath I take." Then in 1994, it finally happened. Pierce Brosnan became James Bond. It was more than just a career win, it was something Cassandra had always wanted for him. She had pushed him to take the role, her support never faded even when she was in pain. So, when Pierce finally stepped into the role of 007 in GoldenEye, it felt like a win for both of them. The movie had a massive budget of $60 million. MGM, the studio behind Bond, was close to bankruptcy. If the film failed, Bond could have ended, but GoldenEye made $353 million worldwide. Pierce did 90% of his own stunts, including a 220-meter bungee jump off a Swiss dam. The stunt was so dangerous that insurance companies refused to cover it, but he did it anyway. The success continued. His next 3 Bond films, Tomorrow Never Dies, The World Is Not Enough, and Die Another Day, made a total of $1.238 billion. He was not just acting, he was living the pain of his past through Bond. When filming Tomorrow Never Dies, he was still grieving Cassandra's death 6 years earlier. But just when everything seemed perfect, everything changed again. In 2004, he was in the Bahamas filming After the Sunset. He was training, pitching ideas for Bond 21, and in great shape. Then one afternoon, his phone rang. The call lasted just 47 seconds. The producers told him he was done. "You were a great James Bond. Thank you. Goodbye." That was all. No warning, no explanation. It hit him hard. He had just done 4 Bond movies that made $1.4 billion. Die Another Day alone had earned $431.9 million, but they wanted someone younger. Within 3 days, his 3-movie deal was gone. His asking price in Hollywood dropped from $12 million to $3 million. Studios didn't want to cast him. Emails later showed that producers had been testing younger actors for 2 years behind his back. While he was loyal, they had already moved on. Pierce fell into a deep depression. His children saw him cry for the first time when the Casino Royale trailer came out. That role had once been his, and now it was gone without a proper goodbye. But now in 2025, something even more serious has shaken him again. So, what do you think about this situation? Make sure to drop whatever you have in your mind, and also, while you're down there, make sure you're subscribed to this channel for more future updates.